It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Police are still trying to determine the cause of death of a man whose body was found on a bush track near Cessnock last night. The 44-year-old was riding his quad bike with friends about 2 kilometres from Wallamby Road when they noticed he'd failed to keep up with them. They rode back down the fire trail to discover him lying dead beside his bike, which was still upright with the motor running. It's believed he died as a result of a medical episode. A report is being prepared for the coroner. Barley 9 member Matthew Norman has wished Newcastle's Renee Lawrence all the best as she prepares to fly home to Australia after 13 years in prison. 41-year-old Lawrence is expected to arrive at Sydney Airport tonight after her 20-year sentence for drug trafficking was discounted for good behaviour and turning informant. Matthew Norman has told 9 News he hopes the Indonesian government will show him leniency as well.
Wish her the best of luck, but for me I'm still here with a life sentence and I'm still doing all that I can to better myself, and I still have hope that my sentence will come down.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Mick Fuller has confirmed officers will be in touch with Lawrence's lawyers in coming days about outstanding warrants related to an alleged pursuit in 2005. Rugby league player Jared Hayne is reported to police for the first time as part of his bail conditions as he prepares to face court, accused of sexually assaulting a woman in the Hunter. It's now emerged his alleged victim claims she was bitten during their encounter on grand final night. It's reported Hayne arrived at the woman's house in a taxi after meeting her online, allegedly telling the driver he'd be back in about 20 minutes before going inside and returning a short time later. The $30 million YE sewer scheme is kicking off ahead of schedule, with early construction work beginning at Morisset. Crews are installing 500 metres of pipeline along Macquarie Street ahead of scheduled road upgrades between Wharf Street and Rivergum Drive in about 3 months. Lake Macquarie Mayor Kay Fraser says the sewer scheme will eventually provide direct connections for 400 homes and alleviate any water annoyances residents have been experiencing.
And that will provide that very important sewerage system for the YE community, for those 400 homes. It's really important that they get this opportunity on the sewerage like everyone else, and obviously having that roadwork that we're going to be installing along the way will be a great benefit to the residents.
Police Minister Troy Grant is announcing a boost to police ranks across the state, with a specialist child prevention and early abuse officer to be stationed at all commands, including the Hunter. The move will see an extra 1,500 officers deployed across New South Wales. Troy Grant says they'll be keeping a watchful eye on known offenders against children and ensuring the elderly are better protected against abuse. Hunter students are being given the chance to take part in an education program offering an insight into all areas of the Newcastle 500. On Friday, more than 4,000 students will take part in the On Track program, where they'll learn about hospitality, event management and transport, as well as watching the drivers, engineers and team owners run through their paces. Event manager Kurt Saksuski says interest in the event has been incredible.
We've actually had to cap the number of students coming to the event this year, so it's just a little over 4,000. Basically, we've adjusted those numbers just to make sure that we can accommodate them from a public transport point of view and that sort of thing. But I'd imagine if we allowed more students to come, we'd certainly get more coming along. It's been a very popular program.
2NURFM Sport.
Holden driver Shane Van Gisbergen says there'll be no time to admire the view of Newcastle's famous coastline when he takes on Kiwi rival Scott McLaughlin in the last round of the B8 Supercars this weekend. Van Gisbergen remains within striking distance, just 14 points behind the championship leader. He says there'll be plenty of excitement on the challenging Newcastle track.
We don't take in the beach too much, but it's there, and all the shots on TV and the pictures look amazing. But the track to drive itself is epic. You got to be on the walls everywhere, completely on the limit, and then that last run down the hill over the bumps, just cracking top gear is pretty exciting.
Jets midfielder Ben Kantarovski believes they can break their A-League drought this Friday when they take on Western Sydney Wanderers. The 26-year-old says he's fully fit after a run of niggling leg injuries hampered his pre-season preparation. And Knights front row recruit James Gavitt says it's time for him to step up and show some steel and leadership as the side prepares for the 2019 NRL season. The 29-year-old admits he's been guilty of not hanging in the fight long enough in recent seasons. And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 39, 28, 24, 13, 2, 22 and 19, and the supplementaries are 5 and 1. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.